Hi, hi there, this is Tim with an Elite Dangerous stream, and in this stream I'm continuing my Galactic Nebula expedition run. Um, I'm actually up to date with the rest of the group now. In fact, I'm actually ahead of some of the group, so I'm going to take my time now. I actually have a week to get to the next location, so I'm going to be scanning more objects than I was before. It might be a less interesting stream than it's been, for those reasons. But just going to kind of see how things go. Someone's saying hello to me in the chat. Let's reactivate there. Okay. So, here I am. And because I am on the dark side of the planet, now you can really see the coloration of this nebula and the ambient light on this planet. The whole planet looks red because it's surrounded now by just the nebula, which is being lit. There is no light source shining directly on any of this. So literally you just have the ambient light of the nebula, and it just looks awesome. To be honest, this is a much better time for me to have been here and seen this than when I was here earlier for the scheduled time. Just looks fantastic. So, certainly going to take a few screenshots. I think I can actually hear another player nearby. I'm still down at 83% hull, and obviously don't think I'll be getting that back.
Landing gear retracted.
If you didn't see the previous stream, which I haven't uploaded the shorter edited version of yet, I called my ship in to this location when I was in the SRV, and for some reason, when it came in, it clipped the hillside or the cliff right here, and lost a fifth of my hull for absolutely no reason except from, I don't know, I guess you would say poor coding, but it is just one of those things. Exploration is dangerous.
Landing gear deployed.
It's kind of interesting, just a little kind of hole in the ground shaped like a fish. I'll try to actually get as close as I can to it because I think it'll make a nice screenshot. A little bit back here. There we go. Don't know why it suddenly became unsuitable. Okay. So if you did see the stream earlier, you'll know that this planet is actually grey, but the ambient light of this nebula has just totally transformed it. And the rest of the group that were here earlier who have left obviously might not even know that this place can change that much, which is a shame. Trying to get a shot where it's not being overwhelmed by rocks. Maybe a little bit lower. Now what's funny right here about this this placement that it's told me is safe to land is that if I drop out of the SRV bay there, I'm literally being dropped down a cliff. So this isn't a location where I can get straight out in the SRV. Hi Jerome, how are you? The placement of that planetary ring is a little bit annoying. Okay, I'm actually going to take the SRV out and just kind of see what happens here. Okay. This should allow me to get a screenshot from the other side of this crater. I did. I got all my stuff done that I had to get done. So I'm all good. I do love taking screenshots in this game. I have no plans to do any kind of jumps or anything tonight. The only thing that I don't like about the ambient light like this is that like you can't see a shadow, and while that might be slightly realistic, it doesn't look good. It kind of makes objects look like they're floating. Trying to find an angle here that I actually like. There's an interesting one. The distance that you saw me zoom out there, that's as far as you can go with the SRV camera. The ship camera is actually way more bound to the ship than even the SRV camera is. So it's actually very limiting, and I wish that they would change it and increase the range, because it isn't good enough, really, in my opinion, for taking a lot of the kind of screenshots that I've wanted to in the past. I can hear thrusters, so I think there is actually maybe one or two other players around.
Ship dismissed.
Okay, so here I'm hoping that the autopilot doesn't like destroy me on the way back. Hi, Woody on Twitch, how are you? Tired? Yeah, I should be. The lack of sleep that I've actually given myself this week, but it seems to be working out so far. Okay, so one thing that I did wonder, let's see which direction. I think I'll come from the other direction. Because this planet is really low gravity. I actually wondered if I could jump over this. Okay. Here we go. Okay, that was way easier than I thought it would be. this nice lighting, want to get near the edge of this canyon here. Unfortunately, you can't alter the controls while you're in the third-person view, so you would have to kind of leave it boosting when you switch into that mode, and it just keeps doing whatever your last control input was. So you can't really take a screenshot of, or you know, take video or screenshots or anything where you control, actually control it in third person. Okay. A little bit farther up, I think. Yeah, you would have to have someone available for camera duties. Okay. Just one more screenshot, I think, without the lander visible. Maybe of the nebula itself. Yeah, their algorithms for the procedural generation are really good. I don't think anybody can really question that. They did a fantastic job. Okay, so I'm going to fly away from that edge, or drive away from that edge. And then recall my ship, and hopefully it won't fly itself into anything this time, because that's what happened last time. Okay, here it comes. Okay, it looks like it's going to choose a safe-ish place. Hello Merdin, how are you? I take screenshots for my website, which I linked in the video info, I think, if it worked. But if anybody that's on this expedition wants to use the screenshots or whatever, that's absolutely fine. That was me answering a question for someone on Twitch. Because just to be confusing, I broadcast on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Okay, I'm going to leave waypoint 2 behind me. Sorry about hitting the mic there. I don't know how loud that was. Goes good. I haven't really, it's going well. I haven't really moved much since earlier today, obviously. But I was quite pleased when I've just logged back in to find that the stars or star in this system is obviously around the other side of this planet. So the dark side of this planet is now just bathed in kind of ambient light from the nebula itself. And so everything that was grey earlier when there was actual starlight on it is now kind of pink.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
So I'm just going to head, I think, towards this gas giant here. And as I come out of the shadow side of the planet, you might actually see the lighting on the planet change. That's quite a small planet, really. Yeah, now you can see that all of a sudden, because I have kind of the light pollution from the actual star in this system, which... Okay, so you see that the top of my ship has just got light. That means that the star is actually above me, pretty much. There's actually 3 stars in this system by the look of it. So that side of the planet was in shadow of all of them. So there's a star. And like with anything, you know, you get light pollution when you're close to them. So one thing that I think I've never done is I've actually done a lot of combat in dark areas of gas giant rings, but I don't think I've ever been in the shadow of a gas giant in its rings in a nebula. So something to tick off my list Were you here earlier, Merdin, where the ship, where the autopilot crashed itself into a planet, or not? Like, you can just see the planetary rings right there. So I'm in shadow, so the nebula should be fairly bright, which it is fairly bright, but it's not as bright as I thought it would be. Possibly that's because I do have a star in this system, I think, right there. So we'll see. I'm just going to go down towards the rings. The Anaconda has quite a hefty or a large blind spot, so I have to be careful. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to get the shot, really. Okay, let's try this again. I don't really know how good this is going to look, but I'll probably have to do some light balance modifications in Photoshop or something to bring out the nebula a little bit more. Taking space pictures is not everybody's cup of tea, is it? Okay, so I have to decide where I'm going next now. And the next waypoint is right there. So you can see it's actually a little bit further up on the galactic plane. So what I'm going to do to hopefully encounter a few more unexplored locations is actually kind of go straight up and a little bit across. Unable to plot. Okay. There we go. Okay, so 1,000 light years up, those stars actually got pretty thin. Okay, so I'm leaving the second waypoint system now. Can you orbit around a planet?
Engage.
It doesn't have the physics that you could put yourself into kind of like a free orbit. But you can literally, you can fly yourself around at what would be an orbital level.
Fuel scooping.
If that makes any sense to you. No, I think the physics are going to stay pretty much the same as they are.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun last night with Star Citizen. It was yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed, especially the combat with the with the turrets, and when those two fighters were both attacking us in your ship, and I had the upper turret and Murdin had the lower one. Just fantastic.
Fuel scooping.
Next time I land on a planet, Neil, I'll show you how kind of orbiting and landing works. One thing that I am looking for is planets that have a very, very, very close proximity to the star.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh yeah, what was the mistake you made in the fight? Things looked pretty good as far as I could tell. The only thing that kind of stopped me firing was, I think, when they damaged us. Can you replace the weapons in the turrets in Star Citizen or not?
Fuel scooping.
Okay, so I think this is just a system with 4 stars in it. Oh no, there are some planets. Okay. Have you ever seen Elite Dangerous before, Neil? Or is this your first time seeing it? That's too far away. Oh, I see. So that was the reason. Okay, got it.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Mike writes in, I do not know. But if you have any questions about it, you know, feel free to ask. I've been playing this game since it was alpha back in 2014, I think. Or was it 2015? I think the Kickstarter was 2012.
Fuel scooping.
Or I could be mixing that date up with Star Citizen.
Frameshift drive charging.
That was the thing that really surprised me about the Freelancer when I flew that. Literally was taking down the NPCs with 2 shots.
3,
That's it.
2, 1. Engage.
Boogers are the things that you pick from your nose. So if he was flicking those.
Frameshift drive charging.
I actually really liked the Freelancer.
4, 3,
It
2, 1. Engage.
One of the issues that I have with Elite really is that the ships, there's too great of a divide between them by default. I think you can close up the gap if you do the engineer upgrades, but if you don't,
Fuel scooping.
then I feel like sometimes it's too big of a leap in terms of how the ships handle from one to the next. And I feel like there's a much smoother transition already, and just about all the ships feel actually to have a decent amount of maneuverability. Can't speak tonight for some reason.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
How much was the Freelancer in real money?
Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Obviously things of that size, it you know, it's reasonable for them to handle differently.
Fuel scooping.
I just feel the gaps between the ships are much too large with Elite. And that was one of the reasons that when they started talking about CQC and their kind of combat mode in Elite, I thought it was a great idea because I really enjoyed the maneuverability of the smaller ships. But it's just it's kind of a wasteland, you know. There's no AI. So basically, you have to wait for matching with other players, and it started to be with me that every time I was matched with other players, I was beating them, and it just wasn't then fun because of that. So, you know, I like a ship that can maneuver, but I also want a challenge. And I've seen a lot of complaints about that since I stopped playing CQC. Yeah, I was surprised actually by the cargo space in the Freelancer as well.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, I'm still waiting on the second generation of VR headsets. The
Four,
the
three,
DK2, which is the one I had, I felt that that wasn't high enough resolution for me to get into it. And then when I heard what the resolution would be for the first kind of releases with the Vive and the Oculus Rift, I actually got at the same time a Galaxy S7 phone that had the Gear VR with it, and I kind of used that as a test because of the resolution, and didn't feel that it would be enough still for me. You know, I did feel like I could watch a movie, stuff like that, and you know, play games, and the resolution was okay, but it just wasn't good enough for me to put down,
fuel scoop
you know, like
disengaged.
$700 to $1,000 on a piece of kit. So
Frameshift
what I
drive
did
charging.
instead is I upgraded my PC, spent about the same amount on that, and that allows me to probably think about getting a VR headset next year instead of this year.
3, 2, 1.
Because I'm pretty sure
Engage.
none of the VR headset manufacturers are actually sitting on their hands. I'm pretty sure that they are designing the next way for themselves to make money.
Fuel scooping.
And I'm not really interested in kind of first-person games of any kind. Like sort of Call of Duty type games and things like that. But cockpit-based games like racing games and space games, I think VR is awesome. They just need to up the technology a little
Fuel
bit.
scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I think, you know, there's definitely scope for that, where, you know, you can essentially transport yourself somewhere else. That's one of the things I like about the Gear VR, is that you can...
4,
Samsung are selling kind of 360-degree cameras, and
engage.
you can actually just kind of sit yourself in the middle of wherever you've recorded a video and look around, and it's quite interesting actually how much it can kind of pull you in.
Fuel scooping.
It was certainly difficult to kind of be skeptical of VR after I tried it in Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous essentially sold me on the concept.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I don't think the resolution needs to be
1. Engage.
like that crazy. Like it's pretty close, it's just not close enough for me.
Fuel scooping.
I think you can do VR in most software, it just needs a dedicated community that are willing to hack at things. But native support is always going to be a little bit better. Do they have native support, or is it something that someone else has done? Oh, I see, okay.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
I feel like ever since I've started streaming, like, my cat has been, like, not getting as much sleep. Because my cat tends to sleep when I sleep and where I sleep.
Fuel scooping.
And, it's funny, like, right now she's here sat in my office instead of upstairs asleep, which is where she would normally be. Gosh, I am not getting a lot of interesting planets. Or interesting to me, anyway.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Your poor dog. My dogs will quite happily kind of sleep in the other room and kind of ignore what I'm doing.
Fuel scooping.
If they were in here, they would be yapping at the cat. I've seen people complaining on the Elite Dangerous forums about people that are exploring the way that I am, where they just scan the star and then move on.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Hi, Lasse, how are you? Not sure how to pronounce your name. I do know someone from Denmark with the same first name, but I don't know if I ever actually called him by his name when I met him. I do have the Gear VR, like I said, and there's a game from CCP, like an Eve game on that, and that felt fairly good when I tried that. But I haven't put the time into it to play it past the initial try. Which Danish name? Lasse, L-A-S-S-E. I know someone called that from there.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
because I know certain letters are pronounced differently. Like I know someone called what we would pronounce
Fuel
as
sweeping.
Mikkel, Mikkel, but he told me that in Danish K's are pronounced as G's, so it's kind of Miggle. So yeah, that's why I asked, is because I know that sometimes they don't sound like they are spelled. Lasse. He actually just made a comment in the chat. That's why I said that. Okay.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Back in 2001, a website that I ran kind of merged with a Danish one of the same topic. So I know a few Danes. Whatever it takes to get through the stream, Merdin.
Frameshift drive charging.
So when I wasn't streaming the other day, I did find an Earth-like world. But that's literally the only Earth-like world I've found in about 6,000 light years.
Engage.
And one of the reasons that I'm streaming Elite Dangerous again, because I could have streamed Star Citizen tonight, is because I have a week to get to the next waypoint. And the sooner I do it, the sooner that I can relax and not have to play this to get to that next waypoint. So I can maybe have a little bit more of a relaxing week. Oh good, so it's not me that's driven you to drink then. You were thinking about it anyway. Okay, have a good walk with the dog.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
How much of a delay do you guys actually have on stream? I know that YouTube, I've actually selected to have no delay whatsoever. But I don't know whether it's actually doing that. I would be surprised really if it was you know, not maybe 10-20 seconds behind. It's just clicked over to 12:16 a.m. here. What was that one? Was it another high metal content world? Well, okay, that sounds good. I'm gonna say now. Okay, so there is about a 15 to 20 second delay. Alrighty.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
I do use Discord, but I don't generally remember to turn it on. In fact, I actually turned it off while I'm streaming usually. It's pretty amazing how a utility like Discord can just kind of appear on the scene and become the one that everybody seems to be using. It always makes me wonder whether one day we're going to be looking back and laughing that we ever used Facebook.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
You know, in the same way that
Frameshift
people
drive
kind of
charging.
laugh about their MySpace account. Like it's this totally out of date thing.
Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
Aha. So we have a landable planet with rings. Do you remember me telling you that they did exist? It might have really high gravity though. If it has high gravity, then I'm probably going to avoid it.
Scoop disengaged.
Okay, so now I should be able to see all of its planetary details. Gravity 2.01 G, so I cannot land there. I'll go and orbit. It looks like it's an ice world. I'll go and orbit, but I can't land there because I had difficulty taking off from a 1.44 G planet. If you get stronger thrusters, then you sacrifice a lot of jump range, because their weight goes up kind of exponentially at each layer, or each level. And I felt sacrificing thrusters for jump range was more important, even though I have brought things like weapons that you would think would be fairly optional, but I still brought those anyway. There is outfitting at Jack's station. I mean, I could certainly change my fitting. I just don't think I can risk it. It's too risky, I think. I'm going to take a screenshot of it though. I think it's pretty cool. So, one like this, so I know the system name, and then, oops. I'm pretty sure I'll find another on this trip. They're not that rare. Okay. I'm absolutely sure that I'll find another with less gravity. I can bookmark it. Okay, I will. Okay, so if I ever come back this way again, I will obviously see that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yes, of course you can, because I've bookmarked stations and things like that. But, okay.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Now, I remember Laserdiscs. I actually have some VIC-20 games on tape right next to me. Commodore VIC-20.
Fuel scooping.
I'm quite pleased to have shown you that though, because I know that I said that to you before, and maybe you didn't believe me. So I'm glad that you got to see that before you went to walk the dog.
Frameshift drive charging.
I really regret that when they did the Elite Kickstarter, I didn't have kind of enough faith to put more money in than I did.
4, 3, 2, 1,
But
engage.
it was the same with both Elite and Star Citizen, really. I didn't want to put in more than I did. And I would have really liked to have been able to name a planet or a station or something like they had in the higher levels of the Kickstarter.
Fuel scooping.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a lot of the stations that are called like whatever name and then ring, and Tim's Ring really doesn't have a good sound to it. That would not have been a good system name.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
You had the option to name an NPC in Elite. Like my NPC is flying around and getting killed a lot. Everybody, like,
3, 2,
people always kill the NPC with my name and then send me screenshots on Twitter, which is pretty funny.
fuel scooping.
I think if I could have named a planet, it probably would have been something like Wheatley's Rest or something like that, so that I could write a story that, you know, that's where someone, like one of my ancestors, like ended up for whatever reason. Nothing else in this system. And it was about a year and a half ago, I actually emailed Ed Lewis from Frontier, and asked him if I would be able to pay the amount that the Kickstarter had to name a planet at that point. And I actually said to him, you know, it would be really cool to have a station which was halfway to Sagittarius A or something like that. And now they've basically done that with Jack's station. It's kind of funny. That was where the whole kind of Wheatley's Rest thing came in. It's because I thought it would be where I rested on my way to Sagittarius A. Wheatley's Pleasure Planet. Yeah, that could have been a popular destination, but only if what's his name? First Officer Ricard. I can't remember the rest of his name.
Frameshift drive
Number
charging.
one, you know who I mean, with the beard, who sits funny. Only if he was going to Pleasure Planet all the time, because he seemed the kind that
4,
liked
3,
Pleasure Planet.
2, 1, engage.
Riker, that's it. What did I say? Piker? I think that was a cross between Picard and Riker.
Fuel scooping.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're all largely rocks.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
That's it. Gosh, I'm not getting very many interesting systems.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
If I get to the next waypoint early enough, I should try
Frameshift
to
drive charging.
take a time lapse from the planet's surface.
Four, three, two, one, engage.
Obviously, I wouldn't stream that because it might be hours and hours and hours of just kind of
Fuel scooping.
planets. Yep. It's interesting, really, how many characters are like that. Like you essentially saw Sean Connery's Bond kind of, I guess, rape people, if it was under the legal definition. And that was okay. It was the 60s.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive
But
charging.
yeah, Riker was totally able to convert them, wasn't he? It's amazing.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
It's amazing, really, for any TV show to kind of still be as popular as that is after all this time. It's just past its 50th birthday, I think.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the old series of Star Trek, I mean,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
it's almost like the whole series is about Captain Kirk going places where he can screw aliens.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping.
I think everybody's just happy that they took out that deleted scene where Captain Kirk was caught with a tribble.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Because that was the real trouble with tribbles. Captain Kirk's insatiable appetite for things.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Are you typing on your phone?
Fuel scooping.
Okay. I have really enjoyed, one of the main things that I've really enjoyed about switching to Android from iPhone, because I had an iPhone from an iPhone 4 until an iPhone 5S, and then I kept the iPhone 5S for an extra kind of generation, didn't get a new one or anything, and then I switched to Android, and
Frameshift drive charging.
one of the best things about that is that all of the swear words that I text, it actually predicts and corrects for the swear words
instead
instead of things like ducking, which
4,
whoever
3, 2,
sends
1.
text messages
Engage.
about anything to do with ducks, like seriously. But my wife still regularly sends me texts about her ducking day and things like that
Fuel scooping.
I have a good laugh at, and say that my phone's better than her phone because of that. Okay, we have another landable planet with rings. Told you they weren't that rare. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the gravity's like on this one. It looked a lot smaller than the other one.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, let's check this gravity out. .42 Gs, and I've managed to take off from 1.44. So, okay. So it's got no atmosphere, but it has iron magma volcanism. Okay. This is interesting. I'm surprised that this is landable. So, Neil, this is how kind of orbiting works and the physics and everything. It's not kind of realistic in any way. Okay, it actually doesn't look like a volcanic planet at all. I assume in 2.2, when they introduce things like geysers and stuff, this will be a planet that will have those. Yeah, with the Galaxy S6, I had to, when I had a case on it, I had to turn off fast charging to reduce the heat. And then, of course, the Galaxy Note just explodes. So I'm quite happy that I got the one that I got now.
Orbital flight engaged.
So orbital flight, essentially, Neil, you just basically you get down to a certain altitude, and then you'll get like a blue area that will allow you to fast orbit, like here. You see how that's blue right there? So basically, if you keep it in that area, you'll go fast around the planet. But then if you kind of pull down, it'll slow down. And then when you get at an even lower altitude, it'll switch to a completely different flight mode. And I'm having to go really carefully because you can crash into the planets, and then that can really ruin your trip, because then you go back to the last station that you docked at, which for me was like 6,500 light years ago, and like a week. Okay, I'm gonna come in a lot more shallow. And someone else has just jumped into this area. I definitely keep hearing other jump audio from what I would assume is other players. actually want to be near one of these craters without making one of my own craters. Well, actually, I think probably there's one here. Yeah, there is. Okay. So right there is where I want to land. I don't know how many crashes it would take me to actually rage quit. But I'm hoping to not have to find out.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay. Thank you for the subscription, Asiru. Or for subscribing, I guess would be the correct way to say it. Yeah, when I thrust down, it actually goes too fast at first. So I need to be very careful. Slow down. Oof. Ouch. Okay. 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 So, when I was about 100 meters up, I hit the down boost just for like a fraction of a second. And it was going so fast down that I literally had to thrust up for like the next 70 meters in order to stop it going down really fast. Sorry. Whew. Okay. Alright. The ship looks really nice in this white light. It's annoying that it's not on the ground properly though. Yeah, it's actually only on the ground with all of the landing gear at the front. No, that's kind of a crappy shot. Okay, let's get out my little vehicle. That was actually not a comfortable landing at all.
Handbrake is on.
1.5, I think? Oh, 1.42. Okay. It actually said over here it was more. Let's see. 1.42. Okay. And I'd landed on 1.44 previously, but maybe my thrusters are damaged slightly, or something like that. Okay, so if you didn't notice, this is another planet with rings. Before you go. Okay, I want some dust on this screenshot, so I'm going to leave it moving. And of course there's no dust. What about if I go faster? Yep, there's some dust. Okay, I'm gonna get up the side of this crater. This is so different to driving on that previous planet. That other planet, I almost felt like I could float away.
Chassis integrity compromised.
Okay, it's a little bit further away than I thought. Maybe I can stop and take a screenshot of my ship taking off right here. How far away is that? Oh, it's doing it by itself right now. So there it is. So my ship took off and got itself to safety. Alright then. I think I'm heading up the wall of the crater. So I think it's not setting that fast. It's just that I'm heading upwards. I just need to get off or get over the edge here, which of course could be a much larger distance of driving than I had anticipated. There we go. Alright, excellent. So, try not to crash into anything, please. And I'm gonna go take a screenshot. closer than that. See what I mean? Like, it'll keep doing your last instruction, so it'll just keep driving at the same speed that you've set it at. But if anything happens, obviously you can't react to it until you go back to the cockpit. So that's why, you know, most screenshots that you see, you won't have any dust behind the SRV or anything like that, because people are too worried to kind of leave it doing its own thing. I do like how much detail they've put into the planet surfaces now. They have done a good job there for sure. Because last time I went out exploring, like, none of this stuff was here. And all of these small rocks and everything, you couldn't actually hit those, whereas now you actually have to avoid them. Did the lighting just change there? Yeah. Okay. See, it's not that spectacular being on a planet with a ring. I think it might actually be more spectacular to be in the ring looking at the planet. Okay, ship, please do not crash into anything or do anything stupid. Fingers crossed. Yes, you need horizons to be able to land on planets. The add-on for Elite Dangerous that's called that. Where's the ship? Where's the ship? I should have looked at the scanner. Oh, there it is. It's landing behind me. I think when it lands I'm going to dismiss it again so I can try to get a screenshot. Come on. Oh, I just realized the autopilot is having to be careful because of the G-force, or the gravity level on this planet.
Ship dismissed.
And rotate. Quick, 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 quick. Alright, so, and stay there. I think that looked a bit crappy. I don't think I was close enough. Oh well, maybe the next planet.
Ship recalled.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky that I got into the alpha stage, so yeah, for me too, all of the add-ons are included. See, I like that they have brought in the tyre tracks for the SRV, but I hate that now if I take a screenshot of my ship, there's big tyre tracks in the way. But, but like I said, you know, if I'd have had more faith, then I probably would have backed for more so that I could have named a station or something. Which is, you know, my only disappointment with having backed it. You know, as a Kickstarter backer, I'm quite satisfied with the development pace and everything that Frontier have done, really. The only thing I had difficulty with at one point was the lack of offline play, which was one of the reasons that I bought the game. Okay, let's see how hard it is to take off. Ooh, okay.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay. And I can go vertical and boost. Yeah, I think 1.4 has to be my cutoff. I've done a 1.44 and a 1.42, and it struggled on both. Alright.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So we're going to go into the rings now and then take a shot of the planet. Just trying to kind of decide on the best location to do it. I think actually if I head here, then I think the star is to the right of me. So I need to head actually about here. The bit that I felt bad about with them cancelling the offline mode was my younger brother lives in Mexico, and at the time his internet sucked. It was just really, really, really bad. And I just hated the fact that, you know, we wouldn't be able to both play the game and both be able to talk to each other about what we've experienced and stuff like that, because I didn't think he would be able to play it at all. And that felt really crappy. Okay, we've broke free of the planet. Just want to see what the view is like. Okay. I should be able to see the star because these are lit. So that means these aren't in shadow. All in the pursuit of a screenshot. Screenshots that I've uploaded, by the way, you can see at the link which is in my video info. It should be twhtly.net/EDSCR, I think. Yeah, I still have faith with Elite Dangerous that the vision that that they actually have will be quite cool. Okay, this is going to be too dark to see the planet, I think, but I'll try and get a nice shot of the star. You can just see the planet at the top right. Okay, I need you to stop. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how this asteroid field looks, but the thing with this specific shot is that I know you can find something like this in populated space with a gas giant. The difference with this one really is that that isn't a gas giant, so I obviously need to get to the side of the planet and then shoot in towards the planet to be able to show that in a screenshot.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Too close.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, it's let me out this time, I think. Alright. Just slow down. Is that that Star Trek Bridge Simulator, is that VR only? I think I heard. Okay, about here, I think. Also, I'm going to go in the middle of the ring, so there's a few less of the asteroids. It's a pretty dense planetary ring. There we go. The only thing that I don't like about how their planetary rings look is that when it gets far enough away, you can see that the actual they stop spawning the rocks. They have a draw distance limit of here, but the actual ring carries on until there. So you actually have to go down into the ring a little bit so that the dust of the ring kind of disguises that a little bit. A little bit more. And a little bit more. I think actually the dust might be better on the lower side because the star is on the lower side. So it might be more visually pleasing. Yeah, maybe. Still a little bit dark. Darker than I would have wanted, I think, but oh well. Now the only thing I can really think of to try to get something a little bit better.
Frameshift drive charging. 4.
Yeah, I think I saw
3,
that
2,
trailer too.
1. Engage.
This dropping too close issue is really annoying. That's new, I think, for 2.1, and I hope they fix that for 2.2.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay. So I feel like I'm a long way away from the planet anyway. I'm not sure I'll be able to do much about it, but I went in the middle of the ring, and I think I'm going to try much closer this time. This might look better. Even if you're pointing straight out, the first time that you jump out, even when you're not mass locked and there's nothing in front of you, it'll still tell you that you're too close and drop you out. It's some kind of proximity error that they introduced with 2.1. Like I said, I hope they're going to fix it. Where's that star? Okay, it's on the other side again. Keep doing that to myself. Obviously having to be a little bit careful too, because there could be an asteroid that's totally in shadow that I can't even see that I could crash into. There we go. Stop, 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 stop. Just want an almost clear shot of the planet. Okay, there we go. Bit of an annoying shadow on that one on the right. Takes a long time to slow this ship down with these thrusters. Okay. I don't know, I'm not really satisfied with the screenshots, but I'm done taking them of this location.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
Just 3 stars, I think. Yep.
engaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I can't remember. It's not that high grade because
4, 3, 2, 1.
I
Engage.
balanced weight with it and didn't want to reduce my jump range too much. But also, I don't see myself as on a rush with this trip, so refuel speed really wasn't that important to me when
Fuel
I
scooping.
did the outfitting. Where is it? Here it is. 5D. D is always the lightest one of whatever level. And usually I will gain fuel if I take the time to stop and scan the star. So,
Frameshift drive charging.
and my fuel tank, if I fill it up completely, I can get about 800 light years without refueling at all. So, I think it's a decent balance between everything.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Okay.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So I've actually gained all of the height I need for my next waypoint, and by coming up in a random direction from the last waypoint, I should have a lot of unexplored stars instead of ones other people have already been to. And what I'm looking for now and kind of hoping for is some kind of non-sequence star that will pop up that would be either a black hole or a neutron star. They're oops, often just interesting to visit. But if I don't see any, I don't see any. Yeah, okay. So I'm actually quite a long way above the galactic plane. If you look at the coloration of space here, and then compare that with this, there is far more dust and stars and everything on this side, and that's because I'm above the galactic plane. I moved vertically.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, I think in order to empty my tank, I would probably have to hit about 25 brand dwarfs in a row. When it's full,
Fuel scooping.
that is.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, I think I'm gonna start heading across now. Okay, so it's my next waypoint, and these are 1,000 light-year squares here, so I should be able to get to about there fairly easily. All right. There actually is a space
Frameshift drive charging.
AAA. They're called the Fuel Rats. And it's these group of people that their gameplay in Elite Dangerous is going and rescuing people. And
4, 3, 2.
it's kind of crazy that they do it, but that's what they do. That's what they do with this game.
Fuel scooping.
Oh, that's really close to the star. Okay, I want to go try and see just how close it actually is. I've seen screenshots that I want to emulate where like literally the first planet was right next to the star, and like basically you have this huge star on the horizon, just kind of overpowering the shot of the SRV on the surface. I did get a screenshot that was the best that I could do, but I think it was pretty far off the surface, or not as close to the star as this one would be. Okay, how far away does the star look? So if I was on a planet's surface, that's actually not as big as I've seen. So I think I'm going to wait for that screenshot. Let me bring up the screenshot that I did. This one. Alright, so actually I just want to check what that is. Okay, should probably throttle back, shouldn't I? Alright, Okay, one more time again on that. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so this is a screenshot that I took that I think looks pretty cool. I think it actually looks better with a little bit of Photoshop on the star, because I think it should be way more blinding than this, so I did that with Photoshop. But basically that's the idea, is that I've seen screenshots where it was just crazy, like how awesome it looked.
Frameshift drive charging.
Your SRV, for example, if you run out of fuel in your SRV, you're dead. That's it, and you basically you then get the choice to go back to the station or go back to your ship or whatever. And if you're in your ship and you run out of fuel, then I think what would happen is that you would be an ice ball until you somehow got fuel in your cargo bay. Because you have fuel that you jump with, that you can see over on the right hand side, the thick bar, but then you have a thin bar above that, and that's used for other movement types. So I think if you lost those both, you would be actually screwed.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So the farther towards waypoint 3 that I managed to get tonight probably means that I only need to do one more Elite Dangerous stream towards next weekend, so that I can be there at the next waypoint on Saturday.
Fuel scooping.
Just 1 star. Yeah, I mean, if you're smart, then you would log out before you ran out of fuel. I think that I didn't know what happened with the SRV, and I left my SRV on a planet trying to do a time-lapse video, and
Frameshift drive charging.
when I came back it was out of fuel, and I think the only option I was given was basically to respawn back to the ship and lose my SRV.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And I tried logging out and back in again, but I was still out of fuel and just given that option. So yeah, I mean, if you're smart, then with a ship you make sure that you log out before you run out completely, so that you would have enough fuel to even go and like pick up the fuel from someone that comes to help. Otherwise I don't see how you would be able to go and scoop up the materials and all of that stuff. Like, even if somebody came out to help, I think you would still be screwed.
Frameshift drive charging.
kind of wondering if I'm going to be in a field of T Tauri stars now.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
I guess not. That's not a T Tauri.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, it was a T Tauri star.
4,
Basically, it's non-scoopable.
1, engage. Fuel scooping.
That's nice of you guys. I always wonder with things like this, I mean, these all have an atmosphere according to the game. So it's the way that they're kind of modular, doing the release in sort of modules, where right now you can land on planets without atmospheres.
Fuel scoop
It's great, but it's
disengaged.
also really, really, really annoying
Frameshift
because
drive charging.
I'm going past these locations now where there might be something cool later, but there isn't now. And the difficult thing with this game is, like, they have a 10-year plan of
3,
actual development,
1, engage.
and then it just makes you wonder how far after that 10 years they're going to say, right, we're done, we're shutting down the servers, thanks very much. It just that was part of the reason why I was also a little bit upset about the lack of
Fuel scooping.
an offline mode as well, because obviously if they take away the servers, they take away the universe. And he did say that they would find a way, whatever this means, for us to be able to continue playing if they ever decided to shut down the servers. But who's going to really hold him to that if he decides to just say no?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And you know,
Frameshift drive charging.
it's just like if they add these really cool features that would then, you know, real fans of the game might want to start the game again, and just experience it kind of as a new game, or you'll have people that will come in because the game has finally added the feature that they, you know, wanted or were waiting for, and then, you know, they just say we're done. It's something to think about. You know, with any kind of development that releases in kind of modules, you know, you have the same worry. Or I have the same worry, maybe it's just me.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Probably another 15 minutes to the stream, so
4,
that
3, 2, 1, engage.
so that I can cope with young kids in the morning.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
I hope offline mode, you know, comes if they ever decide to shut things down. But then who knows, maybe he'll
4, 3,
move on to another Elite game at that
1,
point.
engage.
Although that wouldn't make much sense. Not every developer decision makes sense, really. It's a fact of life.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Really looking forward, actually, to testing out the new Thrustmaster stick. I'm quite happy with the ones I have, but I wanted to make a video of it.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Should be interesting because it's a nice kind of budget level HOTAS setup, which is hands-on throttle and stick. So it should be interesting.
Fuel scooping.
Elite Geriatric, yes, that's the next sequel.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I tried an X52. I don't know if you've been on stream when I've talked about it previously or not, but I obviously they have the
3, 2, 1, engage.
they have the kind of the sticky sections in the throttle at 20% and 80% to obviously stop you from going like if you're in a flight sim, to stop you going to the afterburner. But in a space sim I obviously wanted 0% to 100% fluid motion, and the only way I could get rid of those kind of notches at 20% and 80% was to take the stick to pieces. So that was my first kind of annoyance. And then the build quality didn't feel that great either. And yeah, I mean, I used to use Satec stuff all the time, and they were taken over by a company called Mad Cats, that kind of moved production, and I felt the build quality going downwards with that.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's you know, it's not just with sticks. You know, it was with all controllers, because I work for a developer that
4, 3,
you have steering wheels and pedals and things like that from them as well, and everything kind of felt like it went downhill at about the same time. But I mean, also the other thing is that the sensors in the T16000M that I use with my right hand just felt fantastic. It has actually started to drift a little bit, and I think that is actually because the ball that actually moves around, that the stick goes into, has actually started to literally wear. I've used this thing since 2014, I think, and I've literally kind of worn the plastic ball down with usage, which means that now it kind of drifts a little bit, and I've had to add like add various kind of dead zones to kind of get around that issue. But the fact that a replacement one is only $50, if I can't use this new stick that I'm getting kind of just with my right hand and just replace this one, then I'm just going to buy another one of those. So you're pre-Mad Catz then. If you got it in 2007, you probably have a good stick.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Things are a little bit different now. I wonder how you would feel about the new ones.
Fuel scooping.
Okay, these are interesting enough to scan. They're not Earth-like worlds, but it's worth a shot at seeing what they are.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And on the steering wheel and pedal side, I mean, with those, I mean, there's been various manufacturers that have come and gone. For a while, I was using a company called Fanatic, which is spelled FANATEC, I think it is, and they were really good wheels, and they still are good hardware. Had a few issues with the drivers though recently that have caused other problems. Thrustmaster occasionally have production issues, which I think you would expect with any, because I think they produce and sell a lot of stuff, and I think you would kind of expect it with big bulk orders to have a screw up occasionally. But it doesn't seem anywhere near the level of build quality issues that I've seen elsewhere. Not right now, anyway. It doesn't mean that Thrustmaster couldn't change their policy or change where they build and things couldn't turn crap. It's always possible. Yeah, that wheel, we actually had to figure out a way to send less force feedback updates to that wheel, because the driver in the Microsoft Sidewinder wheel is actually so poor that it would pull the simulation out of real-time running. It literally overloaded the CPU with the rate of data that we were sending to the force feedback. So yeah, that was interesting. We have a really good guy that does the force feedback though, so he figured it out pretty quick and put in a hack that basically allows users with that wheel to skip force feedback updates. So you basically kind of get the same thing. It's just, you know, if it was numbers 1 to 10, you would get like maybe 1, 3, 5, 7, and you'd miss out data, but it would be the best that your wheel could support, or the driver could support. I know, it's shocking. So I think this is the nebula that I'm heading towards right now. Galactic plane looks nice and bright. I'm really enjoying this expedition. I haven't been this way, really. I think the closest that I've probably been was the Eagle Nebula. And let's see where that is in comparison. So yeah, I mean, I had never been out this way. I think the farthest this way that I'd been is the Eagle Nebula there, and then obviously on a different trip I went to Sagittarius A on this side of that kind of center line. But this is all new to me.
Frameshift drive charging.
Wonder how that screenshot turned out.
Fuel scooping.
I'm actually going to have a look and see how that screenshot turned out. I think I was just a second too late. Because basically I just got some lines and the orange scanner. I'm going to try it again now then.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Okay. No, I don't think you missed out much. Just some stars,
Fuel scooping.
planets. Nothing too amazing, really. I'm getting very kind of mediocre planets compared to what I've had on some expeditions. But I've had experience with trips before where, you know, I've had nothing, and then all of a sudden Earth-like worlds just over and over again.
Frameshift drive
So
charging.
you always have to not lose faith and keep going.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping.
So here is how that screenshot I just took turned out. That's different. I think this is probably an ammonia world.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I did say I was going to bed now, but I might finish this series of jumps. My cat is trying to tell me it's bedtime by kind of rubbing her teeth on my feet. Have either of you ever seen what it looks like when you take a screenshot, like in hyperspace? Because that's quite interesting sometimes. I don't think I've ever actually done it with an anaconda, so I'll do it this time.
Frameshift drive charging.
You have to do it with a high-res screenshot though. If you take it with a normal screenshot, then it doesn't do this. But basically it sits you at the back of the cockpit and takes a screenshot.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So now, see that? So then what you can do, just bring up that screenshot. Obviously you have the scanner down here, so basically you have to Photoshop that out, obviously, but everything else looks really cool, and it's interesting to have a screenshot like this. Then you can do this with any ship, and you kind of, the way that you want the hyperspace to look, you just kind of have to time it right. So it's an interesting and different screenshot.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, these are T Tauri stars that you can't scoop from.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Yeah, that's one of the things with this game versus Star Citizen, is that you kind of have to trust deep down that this cockpit that you're seeing around you is actually something that you'll ever be able to actually walk in. You know? It doesn't feel like the infrastructure for it is actually there. So, I don't know. Makes me feel weird when I think about it, because Star Citizen was built from the ground up with the infrastructure for you obviously to be walking around, because that's what you're doing with everything. Like adding that later to a game seems really crazy. But for all I know, it could have actually been in their engine right from the beginning, and they just haven't hooked it up, they haven't activated it, etc.
Fuel scooping.
And when you think that their new roller coaster game uses the same engine, you know, it shows you how capable the engine actually is. I'm actually an alpha backer on their roller coaster game too,
Frameshift drive charging.
but I haven't actually installed it yet. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I'm glad that I backed when I did.
2, 1, engage.
Because when they do finally introduce a lot of this stuff, if they ever do, you know, because they might not,
Fuel scooping.
then I'm going to get it for free, which is nice. That's the benefit of backing early, I suppose. And you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, it does concern me what's going to happen when they're done developing this game. But then I also think to myself, well, if they do a good enough job, people will never stop playing it, which means they'll never stop buying it, which means they don't ever need to stop developing it. You know, they could always tweak and improve and find new revenue streams that they can bring in.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Yeah, I can see that people consider the price to be a lot for the expansions, but they did say it would be more expensive. I remember them kind of saying that, you know, you should, like if you didn't back at the level that I did, that you should get in there now with the, and kind of back it, or buy the kind of package they were offering that gave you all the add-ons. But I don't think many people kind of paid attention because they didn't think that the add-ons would be this much. Yeah. But then they, you know, if you wait long enough, Frontier always have a sale. They seem to do Black Friday sales, which is in November, and Christmas sales. So, I mean, if you're patient and you wait, I think you should be able to get the updates
3, 2, 1, engage.
for a lesser price. Yes, certainly a lot didn't listen, yeah. And I don't blame them for that. It's just that they didn't listen. For many people, the way that this game was developed, Kickstarter, every single step of the process was a completely new way of things being released. Yeah, for sure. I don't think you'll see another sale on the expansion packs for Elite until November. Or if they release 2.2, they might do a sale upon release of 2.2 of Horizons, which gives you most of the stuff that's in 2.2. So look for mid-October and then November on Black Friday.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Steam doesn't always have the sales that Frontier do themselves, because Frontier sell the game from their own store as well, and probably prefer that because Steam take 30% from a developer, or that's what they take from us anyway. I don't know if they would take that from Frontier, because Frontier probably gives them more revenue.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
19 jumps to go. This looks like a really big nebula that I'm heading to.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
Why do you guys think it is that, like, I stream to both YouTube and Twitch, right? And consistently, like, by maybe 10 to 1, my viewer count is higher on YouTube. I know that there's probably more people playing Elite that stream on Twitch. So, like, my lower view count might always be buried.
Frameshift drive
But then
charging.
it's the same when I stream Star Citizen as well. So it's just kind of weird because I mean, I've looked at the quality on Twitch. I've looked back through the
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
no, I run a single instance of OBS, and I stream to a restreaming service called restream.io, and then they stream it out to YouTube and Twitch for me at what is a lossless quality for them. So sometimes when I have stream issues, I wonder if it's me or them or Twitch or YouTube. So it does put an extra step into things for me streaming. But they have like a nice chat client that I can see both chats. So you guys have seen lava planets, right? Neil probably hasn't, so I'll go show you a lava planet. You cannot land on it yet. But it's probably an interesting thing to see. And they vary in how they look. Sometimes they'll literally look kind of like a black ball because they are fully kind of crusted over. But this one looks like you can see some of the lava. So it's a pretty cool looking thing. And you can start to see kind of like different plates forming and all sorts. And if I go around the planet, where obviously it's in shadow, show you the back of the planet here. And you can just over on the right hand side see some lava a little bit down the bottom. But yeah, so see, those are the kind of planets that I want to go and kind of mess around on and see whether they're going to kill me.
Frameshift drive charging.
But not yet. Have to wait. That's interesting. Twitch, like, what it seems like to me on Twitch is if you were the first person streaming something each day for specific kind of time zone spikes, like when Europe wakes up and then when the US wakes up and then when the US gets off work and when Europe gets off work, then you know, your stream is going to have viewers that day. But if you aren't the first person streaming that particular game, you know, the only people that seem to actually go and view your stream then are subscribers. That's kind of how Twitch seems to be. It's very difficult for kind of random discovery, it seems. Whereas YouTube, with YouTube gaming and stuff, it seems much easier to kind of get noticed. You know, you go into a game's profile and there they are, you know, literally every single streamer's listed there, and it's kind of pretty fair, it seems. It's just interesting, you know, because I watch Twitch for streaming, and I don't watch so much streaming on YouTube. And I used to stream a little bit on Twitch before I did YouTube at all. Huh, that's interesting. I think the technology is better on YouTube, but there's a few issues that make it kind of annoying.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Like I still feel crappy that, you know, like last week, some guy did the fan funding thing and sent me some cash from the button that's on my channel, and YouTube did no notification of that, and there was no emails, there's no message, nothing, and it's just. It was really annoying. I felt like crap because the guy had done that and I hadn't acknowledged it for I think like 2 days, because I didn't notice for 2 days until he left a comment on something and it says supporter next to his name. And I still feel crappy about that. And he hasn't been back since. So I don't know if it made him feel bad or what, but yeah. Oh well. The main reason why I actually started to dual stream,
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Yeah, the language kind of issue with YouTube streaming. Like if I started swearing, for example, then someone could report my stream for profanity, and then basically it then might not be monetized at all, and there's nothing that I can do about it. That's what they've started doing to streamers, and I don't know why, because it's always been in their policy, but just all of a sudden they started to enforce it, which seems really weird. Yeah, the person that sent me cash, Neil, it was, if you go on my channel, there's like a blue support this channel button, and basically he will have had to have entered his credit card and paid through Google to send me money to support the stream, and like I hadn't advertised it in any way, he just went and did it, and then YouTube didn't tell me about it, which was irritating. But what I was going to say was that the main reason why I actually started to dual stream and to stream to both Twitch and YouTube is because I did a like a 4-hour stream one night when I first of all started streaming, and when the stream was done, there was no archive video created at all. So literally the only people that ever saw that that 4-hour stream was like me and the 3 people that actually turned up and watched it when I had first started streaming. And I just refused to allow that to happen again. So I started to dual stream because Twitch backs up the stream and YouTube backs up the stream. So I thought, well, one of them can still fail and I'm still going to have it. So that's why I started to dual
3,
stream.
2, 1, engage.
Well, I stream on both. You should see my... If you went to Elite Dangerous on YouTube Gaming, you would see my stream there. So, yes, on YouTube Gaming. But if you have an ad blocker, you might not see the donate
Fuel scooping.
or support button. But it's on the right-hand side, like a little blue rectangle, and that's what he used. You might have to turn it on. I don't think it's on by default, but you can do it. Like, I turned it on really not expecting anything. So it came as a surprise, first of all, that someone actually did it, and then it came as a surprise because YouTube didn't bother to tell me.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, even I, with my pathetic amount of videos that I was doing before I was live streaming, even I noticed a drop in ad revenue when Google enabled YouTube Red as well. Literally, you could see on my stats where there would be days where I was making kind of like 20 cents a day and stuff like that for having uploaded a video each day, and then like that dropped when YouTube Red came along. And then it seems like they are stopping other ways of revenue as well, so. But you know, I'm dual streaming, so if YouTube got that bad, then I would just switch off YouTube, really.
Frameshift drive charging.
It doesn't seem like they want to actually kill YouTube gaming, you know. I think the people that run YouTube gaming are probably really, really angry at YouTube. Because they keep doing things to kill it.
2, 1, engage.
Yeah, YouTube Red is an ad-free service. You pay a subscription to YouTube, and then when you view videos on YouTube, you don't get ads, and you get access to a few movies and things like that. And there's 2 stars here. There's one above me. Oh, there's more than one. That one's too far away. Yeah, I think, I mean, on my stream, you probably, if you don't have an ad blocker, you probably will get an ad occasionally at the beginning of the stream. It should be a skippable one, though, that you can skip after 5 seconds. Because I think that's what I enabled. But my intention really is not like, this isn't a career. It'd be a pretty pitiful career if it was. But yeah, this isn't a career. This is something that I like to do.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I think with YouTube Red, when you do get access to that in Norway, you can download videos and watch them later. That's another feature of it, I think. This is where I am now. So started off obviously by Sol, and I'm here, and we are heading around here.
Fuel scooping.
I'm gonna go see what that one is. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to be, really, is that it just does it the first time you load a page. Like, I wouldn't want to overwhelm people with ads and stuff anyway, because I find them annoying. But the 5-second skippable ones, you know, I'm fine with that myself, so I figure that other people should be that are watching. But if you stay on the page and it doesn't give you another ad, you know, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, with YouTube, you can always use a third-party site. There's quite a few that allow you to download them. But YouTube Red does it automatically. In fact, you could even download to your phone in the YouTube app on your phone if you have YouTube Red. You can see that my joystick has a yaw problem because the thrusters on the left hand side of my ship are actually firing right now by themselves. Well, Merdin, actually, since I've been streaming Star Citizen, it's the earnings have gone up. I think the first video that I did of Star Citizen, which someone else shared onto Reddit, I think so far it's been what, like a week and a half, and I've made about $6 from that. And I mean, for me, that's fantastic. I think that if doing all of my Star Citizen videos adds up to be enough where I can think to myself, well, this is how much I've made from streaming Star Citizen, so you know what, I'll buy a Star Citizen ship, you know, and that's what I think that I can do with this. And I posted a video that has something like 50,000-60,000 views now. I think it might actually be my #1 video as far as views are concerned, of the T16000M that I'm still using. And that has, I think that's made about $20 in 2 years. So I mean, that's actually halfway towards buying another T16000M if this one ends up needing replacing, which it does. So basically what I kind of use the YouTube revenue for is to fund my YouTube videos, kind of. And I think that that's really, you know, good for me. It's like, you know, tonight, if I wasn't streaming, I would be playing Elite Dangerous. You know, and any other night where I'm streaming Star Citizen, I would be playing Star Citizen. So, you know, I think if you wanted to make a living, it's really, really, really hard. But for me, you know, it just kind of takes the edge off what I'm doing. And it also makes my wife a little happier about the fact that I am going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and then wake up a little bit more grumpy than usual. Because I can say to her, well, you know, I posted a video, it might make $2-3, and you know, that'll pay for my coffee this morning. So there we go. Yeah, I think all in all, with all of the stream videos, it's probably total to about $18 for Star Citizen. So, and I'm quite happy with that, really. Obviously, $10 of that came from you via the gift card, but you know, it makes me think, you know, well, maybe I could buy a Star Citizen ship, because it's taken the edge off.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Well, Jewel, I actually ordered one, and it's on its way. I actually got an early release, because it's not actually supposed to be shipped to my area yet. So Thrustmaster is sending me one of those new sticks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a review video where I show you all of the axes, all of the buttons, how they press, everything, like I have for previous joysticks that I went through, so you can see if it's something you want to buy. I think, you know, I think, Neil, ad blockers can have a big effect. I might just have less videos that people have blocked. Yeah, so, I mean, my biggest video has 56,622 views, was posted 2 years ago, and it's essentially me talking through the T16000M and how I set it up for Elite Dangerous. Like, what axes I used for what buttons I used for what. Then there's a first look at Elite Dangerous Premium Beta 2 that has 48,000 views, and then a comparison video between the 770 and 970 GTX graphics card, because each time I've upgraded I've made a video like that, and that one had 43,000 views. And then there's a couple of videos that I actually did that Frontier shared that have 38,000 and 32,000 views. So it's really not a huge kind of money maker in any way for me, but like I said, takes the edge off. Yes, I think the minimum with an AdSense account, which is what it's paid into, you have to have $100 built up for them to send it. The last time that they sent me a check was, or they paid it into my bank account, was in April. And obviously I haven't built up $100 yet since April. But I have to say, since I've started streaming, the revenue has gone up.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, but it's delayed, so you don't know how much it's gone up until a video has been on your channel by like a week. I think if I was to upgrade, I would probably go for
3, 2,
a freelancer if I had
engage.
complete choice right now. I like the fact that it has the cargo space. It seemed to be able to take a decent hit, and it seemed to be able to hand them out as well.
Fuel scooping.
That's just obscenely far away. 528 light seconds. The only advice I can give you, Neil, really, is to stream space games.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Because, you know, but I mean, there's people out there that can stream nothing, and you know, upload these videos that I think, what is this? And you know, they have millions of views. So, you know, I can only say how things are working for me.
Frameshift drive
Really?
charging.
The Titan, was that the one that I said looked like the space shuttle? Like white with the black
4,
edging on the wings?
3, 2, 1, engage.
I don't have the names of the ships in Star Citizen memorized yet.
Fuel scooping.
Like I also have a camera and I have like a green sheet and stuff like that. If I wanted to, I could put myself on the stream. I know how to do it where I can put notifications up for new followers, for new subscribers, for donations, for stuff like that. Like everything that the professional streamers do, I know how to do it and could do it. But it doesn't feel like it's me, if you get what I mean.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
But how I feel about streaming, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but almost every day that he streams, there's a guy called Bad News Baron on Twitch, and he primarily actually streams Star Citizen, and I often would actually have it on in the background, but I wouldn't pay complete attention. You know, I would just find things funny that he did and stuff like that. And he would occasionally play other games that I thought were cool. And I actually subscribe to him. I pay him. I pay him $5 a month, which is the standard Twitch subscription, and then I think I've probably sent him on average of about $10–15 in tips, and like per month since I've been subscribing to him. I think I've been subscribed for 5 months, and the reason why I do that is because instead of watching Netflix, which I pay a subscription for, and instead of watching Hulu, which is another streaming media service, which I pay a subscription for, and instead of watching cable TV, which I pay for, I'm watching this guy streaming on Twitch instead. And I thought to myself, well, you know, he's providing me this entertainment, and I'm just sat there taking it, and you know, I don't feel right about that, so I subscribed and stuff like that. And he is actually trying to make a living out of streaming. So it's obviously very, very, very important that people notice the value of what he's doing. And I feel like by actually donating like that, that's exactly what I'm doing. And it doesn't feel kind of wrong to do that in any way. Alright. I wouldn't really call myself popular. Okay, this is 2.61G, so I am not comfortable landing here. But that's another landable planet with a ring. But this one is landable too. So I think I could land on that and then get a nice screenshot of that planet from the planet's surface, maybe? Well, I think it's like any other entertainment, really, Neil. I don't think that of the fact that he's sitting there playing games all day. I think of the fact that he's entertaining me. And why should I expect him to do that for free, kind of? When I mean, that's his job. That's what he's trying to do for a job. Need to check the gravity on this. Not 0.6G.
Orbital flight engaged.
Where are the rings? This planet had rings. Was that the planet that had rings? Hang on a minute. Is that because I'm like literally side on with the rings and they look flat? I think it is, isn't it? That's super annoying. So no matter where I go on this planet, I'm not going to see those rings, am I? Damn it. Yeah, I think I'm literally seeing the line of the rings, not the circle, so damn. I guess it makes sense, you know, that the moon of that planet has obviously formed from the rings, so that's why it's on that plane, but still, damn it.
Frameshift drive charging.
Thanks, guys. Oh, hi, Jack.
3,
Almost missed you.
2,
I assume you weren't talking to me. Too late.
fuel scooping.
Yeah, it's too late. I've already left. Okay, so 4 more jumps to go, and then I will call it a night. And I'm halfway there, which I think is really cool. Or I'm over halfway there, really, if you look at that. because halfway would be here, and I've already done the height. So, So I think, you know, one more elite stream before Saturday will allow me to get where I need to be for the next waypoint at the right time.
Frameshift drive charging.
And then the rest of the week I can pretty much do Star Citizen. One thing that I have been looking at, there's a game called Recore, which
4, 3,
I'm wondering whether it's going to actually be any good.
engage.
If it seems like it is good, and I haven't looked into the reviews yet, but if it is good, I might get that and play that for a few nights as well. Mix things up a little bit.
Fuel scooping.
I do have kind of a list of games that
Fuel scoop disengaged.
are on my must complete list,
Frameshift drive
and
charging.
maybe when I feel like I've learned a lot about Star Citizen, and I don't know, maybe I'll tone that down a tiny bit, and then
4,
look at something else as well.
2, 1, engage.
I also need to get into Planet Coaster, which is Frontier's roller coaster park simulation as well, because I've had alpha access and haven't touched the alpha.
Fuel scooping.
Looks like Europe is waking up. We've got a few more people watching. So, Domeldell, when do you actually sleep? Because I've noticed you always seem to catch the streams no matter what time I stream.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Homeworld Remastered is something that I actually wanted to get.
Frameshift drive
I was really
charging.
happy when I heard that it was being done, but haven't actually bought it yet. I think
4, 3,
if you click
2,
the
1, engage.
Jack, if you click the circle with an eye in it at the top right of the YouTube video, you should see a Robert Space Industries thing that says enlist, and that is a link to my referral thing. Oh really? That's really good to hear actually, because there's been a few remakes
Fuel scoop
that haven't made
disengaged.
me very happy over the years.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
Yes, that's the link, and that basically I set up a 301 redirect on my website. So if you go to that link, it forwards on to my referral address. Okay. Oh, I've reached the last location, so I'm going to refuel. Just sit here for a minute and have a look how far away the next waypoint actually is. Oh wow, okay. So look at this way that it's having to jump because of the spacing of the stars. That's in no way a straight line. And that's where we're going. This is a big nebula. That's actually bigger than a lot of other ones that I've been to. It looks very similar though. A lot of them look like that. And then once we're done there, away we go. And I have a bookmark in here for Jack's station so that I can go there and repair. That sounds really cool for Homeworld Remastered. You got an ad? That's kind of funny. You were saying earlier that you never get them, right? There is like a there is a thing on my stream, like a button that I can press. Oh, there's a create highlight button too. Huh. There's like a change thumbnail button, there's a create highlight button, and there's a play ad button. So if I clicked that play ad button, I think it would, instead of kind of putting this up to block something, to block like a serial or a key code or anything, then I could probably play you an ad. But how annoying would that be? No, Harold, I haven't done any upgrades at all. I'm flying a stock Anaconda. Why do you think you were shown an ad? Like, did your page reload or something? Yeah, I have the golden paint job. Managed to get that before I left. I'm actually just about to, sorry to disappoint, but I'm actually just about to end the stream after 3 hours and 41 minutes. I'm just ending it with a full fuel tank instead of an empty one. Just to let you know where I'm going, Harold, if you haven't been watching. Started off obviously in Sol. I actually started off in the Lincoln station around Earth. This was waypoint 0 for this expedition, waypoint 1. Then I got to about here, crash landed on a planet, started back in Lincoln station, and then basically speed ran all the way to here, which was waypoint 2, so that I could meet up with everybody earlier today. There's about 300 pilots doing the same thing at the same time on this expedition, and then I've got about halfway to the next waypoint, and I have to be at this waypoint next Saturday, so I'm well ahead of schedule. And then after we've been there, we're going to go on to all these locations, and then obviously in towards Sagittarius A, and then when I get there, still not 100% sure yet, but I may attempt to go up to Beagle Point and see if I can keep my sanity. But yeah, not sure. We'll see how I feel when I get to Sagittarius A. Okay, it's 3 a.m. It's definitely time for me to go to bed. Thank you very much everybody for watching and for the intelligent chatter. If you are new and you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, please follow, and you can be notified when I'm streaming. I stream Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, and may stream other things here and there, but that's pretty much what you can expect right now. Everybody have a good day and night wherever you are, and good night from me. Bye bye.